Okay, so this is an overview of the task work feature that was introduced in version 12 of Asta Powerproject. Task work is going to massively simplify the scheduling process for anyone that needs to plan in terms of quantities because it eliminates the need for resources in this situation. Especially suited perhaps to the construction environment where detailed resource management and capacity planning often isn't needed. However, we are looking to be able to track quantities of work required and maybe even model our tasks based on that. So what we're saying is, given a certain amount of work, a work rate, how long will the task take? Now, previously, that type of information hasn't been possible to get out of the software without allocating resources to the plan, and that's a process that many users find complex and time consuming. So introduce task work, which allows you to be able to put an amount of work and a work rate directly onto the tasks in your project and to model tasks based on that information without the need for resources. So to give you a demonstration, I've got my bar and task properties dialog box open at the bottom of the screen here, and if I select a task on the effort and modeling section, you can now see task work and modeling. So if I was to put an amount of task work for this task, 240 meters squared, let's give a rate of 5 per hour. Notice my task duration of 1 week for task 1. Given that amount of work and work rate, the task duration is actually increased by a day. So that's given me an extra day on my schedule there. This information can also be shown in the table area. So to remove the properties dialog, you can see that there are fields now available in our tables for task work. Task work, the work rate, and when it comes to progressing, actual task work and task work remaining can also be used. So you can enter the task work directly into the properties of the task or using the spreadsheet. For task 2, let me put an amount of work and a work rate. And here again, that's extended the duration of my task in this situation to 2 weeks. Look in detail at the field. You can see that the columns can be set to show the whole of the task work, time unit and work unit, or you can set up different columns for each of those. So just showing the task work, just showing the work unit or the time unit. So very easy to set up through the spreadsheet area, but just as easily access to the properties of a task. Okay, now when it comes to editing the project, if we were to make a change to our tasks, as I edit the duration of a task, you can see in this instance a pop-up window and the task work rate is varying. The task work set on the task is remaining constant. So if I need to get the work done sooner, that's going to give me a higher work rate required, or if I have more time, less work rate per hour. This is controlled via our file options. On the Edit tab, we now have a setting for task work, and when editing the tasks, do we want the work rate to vary or the work itself? So if the work rate is fixed, let's put this back to 5 meters squared per hour. I know that's a fixed work rate for this this particular type of work. And if I've only got a week to do it, then we're only going to get 160 meters squared done. So we can control what changes when we change the duration of our tasks. When it comes to progressing the project, we can use task work measures to update the plan. So if I flick now to a progress view, I've used the fields for actual task work and task work remaining here. You'll also see the new fields if you use the enter progress dialog box. There's a task work line within these columns now. So to update tasks according to task work, I can enter a percentage complete if that's the way I do it, but I could edit the work remaining to give a more accurate measure, and that's going to edit the task there for me. I could enter the actual work that I've done to progress the task, and that's given me a percent complete. So you can still use a combination of measures to progress the plan, but it's going to give for more accurate percentage completes when you're able to enter the actual quantities and the task work remaining also. So who's going to use this? What's the importance of this feature? Well, it's going to appeal to any user who plans in terms of quantities, but doesn't want to use resource allocation and fully resource the plans. They've got no need for capacity planning or the resource management. So it's particularly suited to construction because it simplifies the scheduling process for this sector of people. One of the benefits, ease of use, being able to model tasks and do work-based calculations without the need for resources, just massively simplifies the whole process. We can enter progress in terms of actual work and work remaining, simplifying quantity-based progress entry because, again, we're no need to update the resources. And if we consider the use of web access, for example, whereby people could enter progress from site, the actual work done via web access. We've got remote progress entry, acting a little bit like a timesheet without the need for resources. Using Progress Expert in Powerproject, as you know, Progress Expert, we can get earned value data and S-curves based on duration, so that's still possible. So again, without the need for resources, we're being able to produce that earned value information. So all of this makes planning, progressing and producing earned value data from a schedule much easier in Powerproject compared to other systems where resource assignment is still a requirement.